Hi there. Thanks for joining us today. This is Ariel Selwyn with arielselwyn.com, and we have guest Elena Stifler with us today. And we're going to be talking. Elena is a leadership business coach for small business owners. So, Elena, would you share with us just a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today?
Sure. Thank you, Ariel, for having me. I'm excited to do this with you today. I started out as a direct seller about 22 years ago. And through the years of being a direct salesperson, I developed a team, a large team. And one day after I opened up a brick and mortar business, my friend had said to me, "You ought to be a business coach." And I said, "No, absolutely not. I am not a business coach at all." And through the process of having a business coach, because I decided to hire her as my business coach, she said, "This is perfect for you." So I couldn't take ownership of the business coach world. So I became a mentor instead. And then I decided to become certified as a business coach. And through that process, I adopted the title business coach as well as mentor. And I'm also a human behavior specialist as well.
Awesome. Thank you. So when you coach someone, do you have a certain plan or agenda, or do you kind of let them be the guide? If that makes sense. What does it look like?
For them, they're absolutely the guide. It is their agenda. It's not my agenda, because their agenda is what is so important. It's they want to manifest their own change within them. And if I have all the answers for them, they're never going to want to change, because it's easier to say to someone, "Help me." But when you, as a business coach, you are able to dive into them and have them pull out their own answers of what's going to help them change.
Okay, interesting. It's a good perspective. So how many weeks do you typically spend with someone, and what topics do you typically cover?
Well, again, we cover their own agenda.
Right.
Week-wise, we start out generally with a minimum commitment of 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
After that, we move on to a further commitment depending on how far they want to go, because I give a lot of homework as a coach. I really have them dive in deep to learn how to pull out what they need to do to change, because that's the mentoring part of it. And as a coach, again, it's their agenda. And we go through what they need to change the most, with what they're struggling with. It has nothing to do with what I'm struggling with. It's everything about them. So if someone comes to me and says, "I really want to do this in my business, but I'm not sure how to do it," we work together with those tools of the how to. And then they're given the homework assignments. And once they're given the homework assignments and they do those assignments, then we move on a little bit more, because those homework assignments that's critical to the growth of what they want to do.
Awesome. So I hear you talking a lot about change and growth. So do you see this as a time of personal change for them? Are they really working on themselves?
Absolutely, because everybody has goals. And when they have goals and they want to change, they have to make that physical change themselves. And it starts with a mindset of owning that change. I want to do something differently in my life or in my business or with my team. How do I do this? And most times they're stuck. They know they want to do it, but they don't know the steps and the processes to take. And once they learn the steps and processes, that's when you start to see the change and the growth overall. And a lot of times it's a confidence builder for them too, because they don't have the confidence in themselves to take that leap that they need to do.
Wow, that's great. So some people are probably thinking, so what does a session look like? What does a homework assignment look like? Can you give like an example of the nuts and bolts of maybe what that something specific might be?
Sure. For example, I have a client who was interested in learning how to develop their program more intensely, to get out to an audience that was an untapped audience. They did not know how to do that. They had the fear of talking to other people. They were offering a free product, but people weren't jumping on the free product. So the situation was, how do I get this product into the hands of other people that they want to be able to use this product? So we took that piece of it and said, who do you want your audience to be? So their audience was a specific group of people. And I'll say, for example, maybe restaurant owners for this particular person. And they wanted to really tap into the restaurant market, but they didn't know how to. So we started the process of how do you tap into that restaurant market without interfering with their lunchtime and making this an offer that's so inviting that they will want to pay for it so you can make a profit. So we tweaked it down into a very specific product so he could work with that audience and meet there. And then he wanted a different audience. So we worked through that process of that, gaining that different audience, of being able to tweak that a little bit more and how he's going to reach them. So he could give a product away for free and make a profit at the same time. So he could pay the bills because there was bills behind it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So what are some of your strengths and what separates you from other business coaches out there?
Well, each business coach has their own lane. And when you discover your strength is where the lane that you come into. My gift is I'm able to really sit down and talk with my clients and discover what's deep into them. I have very, very good insight on how to connect with a person, and I can listen to them, and I can figure out what their brick wall is and how to jump over that brick wall. So that's a very powerful strength. There's not a whole lot of people that have that strength, but through the processes that I've learned along the way by working with such a long-term team and a large team, I was able to work with a lot of different personalities. So when you learn to work with a lot of different personalities, you learn their strengths and their weaknesses by just listening. So that would be probably my greatest strength, is listening to people to actually understand who they are. My lane is definitely leadership as well as business. Small business owners particularly. I work a lot with direct sellers as well because they're small business owners and a lot of them are women. So I really work together well with women and small business owners. And I've had several male clients as well for coaching. And the specialty with working with the male client is being able to listen to them because they need to walk through the process, whereas a female, she needs to talk through the process. So I have the ability to be able to listen to both sides and actually hear what they're saying and to be able to garner a program that will help them to grow.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So what advice would you give someone who's wanting to pursue a goal or dream? And what were some of your challenges when you were growing your business? Does that make sense? It's kind of two different questions.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do the bottom part first. Okay. My challenges were being able to connect with the other people through networking and really learning that it wasn't about selling me or selling my personal product. It was connecting with the people and understanding who they were and meeting their needs. So I had to learn how to think a different way because I worked in the industry where you were in sales, so you were constantly pushing to sell a product. But once I learned how to sell the product without having to sell the product, so to speak, then I was able to connect. And that's how I found my target audience. Because I want to work with people that want to change, that are looking to build their why and looking to build their brand. So that's my core audience. Okay. The first part of your question?
What advice would you give someone who's wanting to pursue a goal or dream?
Okay. Pursuing a goal or dream, write it down. A goal that is not written down is only a dream. It's only a wish. The first thing is you have to write it down. You have to really know what the end result is that you're looking for. So when you're looking to build a goal or build a dream, write that down and then work with the end in mind. Where do I want to be at in, say, 6 months? That's the most important thing. If you take it day by day, you're always going to be stretching to reach the end. But if you have an end in mind, that's what you're working towards. But you have to have that timeline with an actual factual date. If you don't have that date timeline, you're just going to keep pedaling until you get there. And it's going to be one long journey. And so when you do that and write it down and think, okay, I can do this. Have I given myself realistic time? And you're working that timeline backwards. Then it makes a lot of sense because you know what specific dates you have to complete those goals and dreams by.
Awesome. Thank you. So if you could talk to a younger version of yourself and give her some advice, what would that advice be?
Oh,
If you could give your younger self a little coaching session, what would you tell her?
Learn how to listen to people first. Love everyone that you meet. Everyone has a story. So just love them first. It doesn't matter what their story is. Love the story because that's who they are. And once you get to love that story and love that person, then it all becomes much easier because you learn a skill that you never had before. Love is so important in a business. You have to love everyone and treat everyone as if you love them. And that would be my younger version. I used to be very impatient. I used to be the one shaking my fist at the person driving down the road because they were in my way. And then one day I said, instead of shaking my fist at them, I ought to be praying for them because they're in a hurry for a reason. So remember, everybody has a story and you don't know what their story is. So love them, like them, and listen to them. I have the 3 L's.
So true. So is there anything you can think of that you'd want to share with us that I may have missed?
No, nothing that I could think of off the top of my head.
Okay,
I think
awesome.
you've covered a lot of good questions.
I feel like I got a little coaching session here, and I know a lot of people, these people are going to be really interested in finding you. So where can they find more information? How can they reach you? And I'll put this in the notes section, but just right now, how can they reach you?
They can reach me at adsbusinesscoach.com, or they can email me at alaynastifler.com, ALAYNASTIFFLER
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alayna. It was such a privilege and honor having you with us today. And I know everyone got so much out of it, just like I did. So.
Well, good. Thank you, Ariel, for having me. I enjoyed this today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone.
Bye.